Oh wow, a new animation. Okay, okay. Alright, the first update since the big Trianon. This patch brought us the El Toro promotion quest, as well as another batch of reworks. I was a little uneasy leading up to this update because although Trianon wasn't a bad update, it wasn't great either. I talked about what I wanted to see in this upcoming promotion video here, and we got it. A few days prior to the promotion, we got the message from Mordecai about how the expected Prospector Z quest for Calabria Skyway was going to be delayed due to VA time constraints. This is fine, but it puts more pressure on the updates the patch does offer to be better. You can't give as little as possible and have that crumb of new content also be bad. So what about the update itself? Well, on release it was decent, to be honest. It had problems such as El Toro not joining in unless he was one of your first 3 companions, or the Onyx Amulet chest not appearing because of this infinite area bug that hasn't changed since Tartarus. Here's the thing, however, these issues got patched, and got patched within a week. That's very impressive. Games always have this weird finicky bugs on release. As long as the developers recognize the issues and fix them accordingly in a timely manner, I don't have a problem with it. The fights now bring in only El Toro in your first mate, or El Toro in your first 2 companions. The fights themselves are also relatively challenging. There are 6 total fights in this promotion quest, and each requiring a different playstyle. Some were brain off, but some I had to be a little bit more creative. Now I do think most pirate fights in general are easily soloable, if you meta-abuse the broken epics such as these here. But even I lost a fight my first time and had to readjust my playstyle. After defeating Roberto, you get the El Toro promotion, and my god, what an upgrade. This is most definitely a hot take, but I never thought El Toro was a bad companion to begin with. I think most people who claim El Toro is a trash companion are completely hive-minded. Any companion that grants a buff to the pirate is automatically A tier minimum in my eyes. It's the reason why I consider Albino a slept-on companion, just because of Valor's protection. El Toro was already very viable in PvP, and now he's basically banned if you promote him. Whatever though. So what did El Toro get? Well, first off, all variations of El Toro are granted a guaranteed crit. The newly promoted Toro gets Battle Zeal now as well as a summon. The summon can cast a Spirit, Highland Charge only to himself, and Obscuring Cloud. Overall, I think it's a bit much for one companion, and I worry that this only ramps up power creep more. For those who don't really care about the implications of power creep and they just want to claim that, oh, well, who cares if things are overpowered? It's not a competitive game, so just let people have fun. I get that, but here's my concern. Fun is a fleeting feeling. It's going to be fun for a time, but soon people are going to start questioning difficulty more and more. I want to go more in depth with this with a different video, but if you ever wondered why the difficulty spikes after Aquila, it's likely because the developers have to balance the game around the influx of power added after Aquila. This includes pets, clandestine trainers, pack gear, old scratch, and rank 5 epics. The more capabilities you add to the pirate, the more you have to add to the enemy. If you don't, the game becomes too brain off and people get bored. So if a companion has both Battle Zeal and a summon with a Spirit Decor, future content is going to be a boring cakewalk or frustratingly difficult. This problem didn't exist before because Pirates' offensive capabilities were not as explosive. My personal solution? Nerf epics. Powers themselves, such as El Toro with Battle Zeal or Mustang Sally being able to one-shot a singular enemy, isn't a huge problem if the epics in Pirate were balanced. Here's a quick list of the most problematic epics. If there's one I want nerfed more than anything, it is Overwatch 5. I am a certified Musketeer hater and I do not care. If Xerath is using a level 30 weapon through the entirety of the run and he finishes Kane, I'm sorry, but I think the epic is a little bit strong.
Gathered all the Chaos Emeralds to reach the Enlightenment that is Overwatch 5. This is hands down the best epic in the entire game.
Come on, Dom. Drop the nerf hammer on these entitled Musketeer rodents. Anyways, enough ranting about broken stuff. Another new addition, which I alluded to at the beginning of this video, is the new El Toro animation. From what I know, this is a brand new animation. Not unreleased, but brand new. This is an example of exceeding expectations. I was expecting just Battle Zeal and the new El Toro attire, but getting a new animation gives me, the player, that feeling of, wow, I'm excited for what's next. I had the same feeling with Wiz Darkmoor. It blew my expectations out of the water. The puzzles, the solo dungeons, the animations, the dungeons themselves not being this linear mob boss pattern that they've been doing for years. Seriously, KI, please don't do this again. I hate it so much. I've been hating it since you guys started it in Safari, and I've been hating it ever since. Call it recency bias, but Wiz Darkmoor is the best world Wizard101 has made since Mirage. As a player, I want to play through an update and think to myself, man, I want to see what they do in the next update. My biggest grievance with this update has to be the writing. I don't know what happened between Kain and the Sinbad trilogy, but it seems like the collective IQ of the entire crew dropped.
Are you saying your friend couldn't tell the difference between you?
Forgive me, good masters. In my eagerness to be trained, well, mistakes were made.
All right, here goes. On Pooh! Nepta!
Oh no.
Dresser!
Sinbad, you idiot! Get ready, here they come!
How dare you, you idiotic!
Shut it, both of you! We could have gone to both rooms by now. Sinbad, you win. Left door.
Wait, where's Wheeler?
Ugh, you picked the wrong door, you stripey git.
Did the pirate crew all of a sudden become decadent and brain rotted themselves to oblivion? Like, how are we falling for this Diego cosplay by Roberto? Why is El Toro being portrayed as a fangirl for Diego who won't listen to logic?
Diego is a master of virtue. You are lying to us. What is your true aim?
No! Oh, no, por favor. Forgive my nosy friend, mighty Diego. Please, continue your instruction. Master Diego, are you here?
Of course not, you oaf. He never was.
What?
He's the hero of Santo Pollo, proposed to be cunning like a fox. If we're going to claim Kain was faster, stronger, and smarter than any living being, and we beat him, I would imagine that makes us pretty competent individuals. Monkey King is my favorite companion in Pirate. He's a very cunning individual with a lot of witty remarks.
Surely the greatest of all warriors must be there, yes?
What are you saying? You doubt my prowess?
Well, there are some who say the prowess of brighter gimmicks is just a rumor.
It's not a rumor. It's not. Not at all. Who said that? Why don't they come here and say it to my face?
Monkey King is slated for a rework as well as a promotion quest in the future. I'm going to be pissed if when this promotion quest does happen, that Monkey King is going to become another annoying idiot who doesn't understand or listen to logic. Another problem I have in general with the writing is the excessive dialogue present in so many updates. Here's an example. In Sinbad Part 3, we have to go find Wheeler's lair. Okay, cool. Then there's several extra lines that don't need to be there.
You just say.
My apologies, it's the old rhyming slang. All soaped comes from soap bubble, which means trouble. Pork pies are lies, hence no porky.
That's certainly confusing.
As intended.
Oh, come now, me mooshes. We've heaps of corn and barely any lime at all.
Ah, now you're doing it. Is this slang catching?
Mushy plate, made, corn on the cob, job, lemon and lime, time.
So, comprehensive, Bunny. We have a big job and but little time.
Well, why didn't you just say so?
Let's focus, shall we? Basil's Gate is what the locals call the first sewer in Marleybone. It's not far from here. The Blue Herrings are infamous anarchists whose special branch was supposed to have scattered last month. Seems to have failed. Rumour had it, the Herrings were stockpiling contraband in the sewers. See what you can dig up, but don't lose sight of your mission. Find Wheeler and stop him at all costs. You'll find a manhole down to Basil's Gate in Berkeley Square, near the Geographic Society's headquarters. I hope you find a fine mallard.
Mallard. Duck. Luck. Fine mallard must mean good luck. This is fun.
Rhyme less, run more. Let's go already.
In El Toro's promotion, we beat Roberto, and then excessive yapping just to yap.
So, El Toro, is it? I must say, I am impressed. You call yourself a hero. You have certainly earned that title these days.
You flatter me, sir. For all my life, I've been guided by the peerless example of dueling Diego. And my mentor, of course. I would be honored and humbled to learn more of the high art of fencing from you.
You have bested one of Valencia's finest masters, as well as Roberto himself. With all honesty, I can say that I have nothing to teach you. I would only be over-sharpening an exquisite blade. Your technique is excellent, your bravery impressive, and your character is clearly beyond reproach. What more is there to say? Although you could stand to do a little work in detecting people in disguises, no?
Valiant sir, you have my undying thanks. I have been rescued by my beloved so many times, but I must say your heroism excels even his.
Hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I will gladly tell anyone who asks that El Toro is my equal as a swordsman and a hero. Huh? Indeed, my only equal.
I do not have the words to thank you, mighty Diego. To hear such a thing from my lifelong hero, it is too much. With the sole exception of the day I married my dear Carolina, this is the greatest day of my life. I thank you.
How wonderful it must be to meet your greatest hero and fight beside him in a great adventure. Sadly, I hardly ever see my beloved Diego anymore. He spends so much time at his home away from home in Visit City. I can only imagine how wonderful he is. I know a hero's work is never done, but I wonder, is it fair to still call Diego the greatest hero in Valencia if you're hardly ever in Valencia?
Of course. Francesca, my dearest, you must understand.
Diego!
Clearly you two have much to discuss. Capitan, let us withdraw to a different side.
If we're going to claim that budget is a constraint, I'd rather cut costs on writing with shorter, more straightforward dialogue, and have more budget focused on art such as islands, areas, mobs, and animations. I'm going to skip over the rest of the reworks in this video, and you can learn more about them in this video here. I will talk about one of the reworks in particular, Mormo. Mormo gets an AoE damage and debuff, as well as a super strike, which is all great. But now comes the innovation. Mormo gets a new power called Spirit of Dread's Doom and Curse. These powers make the enemy's attacks act as magic hits. Now, you might be thinking, so what? Well, Mormo has epics such as Counterspell and Intuition that will proc much more consistently now because of these powers. In addition, Mormo got an increase in dodge, so he can duel better with these new magic attackers. This is amazing because not only is Mormo much more valuable now, it's also a great step into fixing fundamental problems with Witch Doctor, because now there is a way for witches to be able to output more damage without having to rely on Old Scratch. This innovation is something I'm very impressed by, and it gets me excited to see what else can be introduced into the game. Just please nerf Witch Hunter, especially at rank 3, because that epic is so strong in tandem with this power. Overall, 8 out of 10 update. It did what I asked in this video here with reusing areas and mobs. It wasn't held back by a drop like the Hercules promotion. The fights were challenging, which is good for side content. Writing wasn't great, and I gave my personal input. But most importantly, it felt like a Pirate 101 promotion quest. As a game that's heavily influenced by nostalgia, keeping to the roots is the best option. You can deviate somewhat, I get that, as there are new developers and artists working on the game. But the more you branch out, the more the game doesn't feel like what hooked us, the players, onto originally. I'll see you all later.